Good morning everyone. Today we are going to start the series of dissection of head and neck, and the first topic of today is scalp. For the dissection of the scalp, we need to put two incisions. First incision is the midline incision extending from the root of the nose anteriorly to the external occipital protuberance posteriorly. Second is the coronal incision, which is placed to the first incision extending from the root of the auricle of one side to the other one. By putting two incisions, one midline and one coronal section, we are getting 4 skin flaps. So the anterior 2 flaps are reflected towards the supraorbital margin. And the posterior 2 flaps are reflected towards the superior knuckle line. Scalp is having 5 layers, which is remembered by the mnemonic scalp itself. S stands for skin, C stands for subcutaneous tissue, A stands for the aponeurotic layer, L for loose areolar tissue, and P for the periosteum. The first 3 layers, that is the skin, superficial fascia and the aponeurotic layer, usually they are fused with each other. Here note the thickness of the skin. You can see the thick dense skin. Inside you can see the superficial fascia. Next to the skin layer is the superficial fascia. Then there is the aponeurotic layer. You can see that this is the reflected aponeurosis. Between the aponeurosis and the periosteum, this space is the loose areolar tissue, or we can call it loose areolar space. And the last layer is the periosteum. You can see here it is attached densely to the skull bones. The epicranial aponeurosis is loosely attached to the superior temporal line on the lateral side and firmly adherent to the superior knuckle line posteriorly. The epicranial aponeurosis is the intervening aponeurotic layer which connects the occipital belly posteriorly with the frontal bellies anteriorly. Here we are able to see on both the sides the occipital bellies. Occipital bellies, note that they are taking origin from the lateral part of the superior knuckle lines, and you can see the two occipital bellies, they are widely separated from each other. Anteriorly, the aponeurotic layer that is giving attachment to the frontal bellies. Note the aponeurotic layer here. And you can see the frontal bellies. Note that the frontal belly, it is not having any bony attachment, and it intermingles with the fibers of the nasalis, corrugator supercilii and orbicularis oculi.